What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SandStorm Meetup. Today, I am joined by the team over at Dizzy Dragons and Tempest Studios. So we got a little double jointage going on here on the show. How's everyone doing?
Howdy, howdy.
Good.
We're great.
Appreciate y'all coming on today to talk to us about what you guys are building. Usually, like to start off with a little bit of an introduction. So, tell everyone about yourselves and what roles you play on either Dizzy Dragons or Tempest Studio.
For sure. I mean, well, firstly, thank you guys for having us. It's a long time coming. We've been talking for quite a bit, so really glad that we finally made this happen. Yeah, my name's Rob. I go by Rob Levy Pixels. I just to sum up kind of my background, how I got here. I'm a filmmaker, kind of by trade and education, and that's like my background. And then I fell into pixel art and animation, just kind of exploring filmmaking and that way. And then last year, it was like early like February of last year, one of my friends reached out saying like, hey, like I know you do pixel art, like I'm in this NFT space. There's a lot of pixel art going on here. You should check it out. So that's kind of when I dove in and just kind of started plugging around, minted a couple of pieces. I fell into a really awesome community called the Whale Community, who I do a live stream with now every week. And then eventually kind of worked my way up to launching the Dizzy Dragons, which is a pixel art collection of really funky, awesome dragons that have a whole crazy world that they inhabit, which I'm sure we'll dive into, but I'll leave it at that for now.
We will get into it. And I was going to ask, what made you decide to do pixel art, but I guess you'd said you were doing pixel art and someone had mentioned it to you like, hey, like this NFT thing is you should check it out, and that's what got you into it.
Yeah, man, it was actually, I mean, kind of like everything I feel like in my life comes out of necessity one way or another. And I'm a huge geek. I love Star Wars and fantasy stuff. And like as an independent filmmaker, I had a lot of budgetary restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
And just one day I said like, F it. I don't want any restrictions. Like, let's see what it would take to kind of animate a short story. I really like fell in love with a comic book at the time that I saw a way um, that I can create it in an animation, but I didn't know how to animate or draw or do anything. So rather than trying to teach myself how to like illustrate or do kind of crazy animations, I just always loved pixel art. I grew up on video games, so I kind of just said, let's give it a shot. And it took me a couple of years to really get off the ground, but yeah, that's kind of how it all got started. Just wanting to make cool stuff and not have budgets hold me back.
Nice. And then we also have Cody and Lozen on the show. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but you guys are from Tempest Studio, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I'm the CEO, Lozen, creative director. We're co-founders at Tempest Studios, and we build in the Sandbox. Social hubs, games, characters, all that fun stuff. Also filmmaking background, so very, very much resonating with what you're saying, Rob. You can do anything you want for free in the Sandbox, and it's a lot less to worry about.
Yeah. All right, we'll get into Tempest because you guys are also you're working on the Dizzy Dragons sandbox experience, correct?
We are.
So yeah, we'll get into that later on in the show. But for everyone watching that might not know, about the Dizzy Dragons, I guess Rob, if you want to tell them a little bit about the project, when it started, how long has the Dizzy Dragons been around?
So we launched back in August of last year of 20, what year are we in? 2022, so 2021. And yeah, we launched as a collection of 7,500 dragons that were all generated. I drew all the traits and we did it in the kind of traditional generative art fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the main utilities that we launched with was what we call the fusion feature, which basically was a month period where collectors were able to combine and customize their dragons. So if you had two Dizzy dragons, you were able to pick which traits you want from each would carry over, and basically it would create a brand new dragon and NFT token out of your selections, and burn the original two tokens as well. So it was a deflationary and customization feature in that sense for every two dragons that were fused, only one new one came out.
Mm.
So that I always forget the exact number, but our collection now currently stands at, I think it's like 5,700 dragons or something like that, just because there were quite a lot of fusions that took place.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed that, and I think really like kind of helped really cement a lot of cool core community members, and people really had a great time doing it, and I feel like connect with their dragons on a deeper level now that they really had a lot to they had a lot to do with creating them.
Yeah.
So that was one of the many cool things that we did, and kind of how we got off the ground.
Are the fused dragons part of a like a separate collection? Like when people go, if I go to OpenSea and I buy a dragon, will I know that that is a fused dragon or not?
Yeah, so it's all part of the same just core Dizzy Dragons collection. There's a property that we added to the dragon, so you can filter either fused or unfused. So you can, yeah, that's the easiest way to look. But also a kind of cool other thing, like core Dizzy Dragon people can just look at the dragon sometimes and know if they're fused or not based on this the color of them. We had special like skin types that only were available for people who fused. So only like the ones that are actually on screen now are all fused ones. So like there's the lightning skin, the fire skin, the midnight skin, like all of those didn't exist in the original collection and were only able to be created through fusion. So
Yeah. That's cool. There's not many projects that do it that way. They usually do it like where it's like you fuse two together and then you get like a completely different animal. But I like that you pretty much made more rare traits that you can get from fusing them together. It's very, very fun. It makes it, like you said, people are connected more with their dragon.
absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure.
Now, on top of the Dizzy Dragons, you guys also have a companion collection called the Dizzy Demons. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, the Diz Demons was a crazy time. It was kind of like on the heels of the fusion event. We had this idea of a way to kind of work it into the whole lore that we were building, and we really wanted to think of like an adversary collection. That was kind of the big idea that we jazzed off of, making like a secondary collection, but not like pets or not a companion per se, but more a villain, an adversary for the Dizzy Dragons. So we created these really cool designs. We actually collaborated with an amazing character concept designer. His name is Buck Lewis, and he's worked on films like Ice Age and Ratatouille and like a crazy portfolio. And we basically worked with him to create the like pencil concept sketches of all the characters. And then the art that's in the collection is pixel art that I did based on the concepts that we created. And the collection's a little funkier than the original, if that's possible. We, off the jump, have several different tiers. There's two different types of demons that are generated. So, so again, they went through the typical generative process. There's a bunch of different traits and kind of cool stuff like that. The most common are the minions, which are these little funky rascals that will either be the most fun to party with or just be an absolute terror. Then we have the brawlers, which are of the like I guess uncommon tier, and they're just like kind of the brawlers of the demon's army. They're kind of just the beefy muscle and just look totally cool, badass, sometimes funky and funny. There's a lot of cool characteristics there. But then we also have the commanders, which is our first tier of one characters, which we really wanted just kind of to. I mean, I don't know I don't know the real core why, if like we just wanted to kind of maximize our experience with working with someone like Buck, and like just we had so many cool concept designs that weren't making it into that generative collection. And I can't remember if like the idea of doing these came first, or like seeing concept designs and being like, okay, that's this is kind of where we need to take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are just one of ones, just like kind of hero, really cool boss characters, that if it was like a Mega Man game, like these would be the bosses on each level. Like just really cool, unique characters that we created for the Disney World, and are some really dope IP that we were able to make. And then Another tier of one of ones is our heroes, which are main characters that are dragons, and they're all going to actually be featured in our sandbox experience. So it's that could be, you know, little tie-in, little segue kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The everybody that yeah, knows about them will definitely get to learn more in the experience. And then also we included some special stuff in there, some of which are original concept designs by Buck Lewis. And then there's also some kind of other fun stuff that I don't really want to reveal. They're going to be minted, and people will be surprised when they happen. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in this collection. I definitely we didn't want to just kind of make, you know, another collection of just generated stuff. We wanted to kind of take the idea of just an NFT collection a little further and put a lot of really cool things in here.
Yeah. Now, would you kind of view these as, I guess, two separate collections, or do you think they like kind of tie into each other?
Yeah, I mean, like they're all under the Dizzy umbrella. Like I definitely like ultimately have the same kind of vision and plans for utility for the demons as I do the dragons. So I don't kind of, I'm not treating them different in that sense.
Yeah.
Technically, they're different collections, they're different contracts. So they're, you know, demons have their own collection. But yeah, it's all part of the same world. They're all going to be tied in, and they're all Dizzy for sure.
Okay. And you mentioned that the dragon looking demons were going to be in the sandbox. Are all the other demons as well going to be getting 3D voxels made of them?
I don't want to speak on that yet. We haven't publicly discussed any plans for demons in the sandbox. We've been very much trying to just bring them, bring enough hype around the dragons, and we'll save the demon sprinkles for when the time's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And that segues us into the next part is avatars, interoperability, which I think is huge with NFT collections, and there being so many different versions of the metaverse, whether it's a pixel metaverse, you know, 2D, 3D, whatever. You guys do provide a 2D sprites for World Wide Web 3 and also Pixels Online, and you also provide 3D voxels, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, the only one that is live is World Wide Web 3. So we're fully interoperable. Every Dizzy Dragon was created like exactly. So you'll get to play as your Dizzy Dragon. The traits, the colors, the facial expressions, everything is your dragon in that metaverse. And that was a lot of fun. They actually just had a Halloween event, which was open to the public. So it was the first time a lot of Dizzy Dragons got to go in and experience the game. And it was a lot of fun just running around myself as a dragon and seeing other dragons, like, you know, running around the metaverse. It's really amazing. And yeah, actually, you're showing now, thank you, a trailer that we made that isn't in the World Wide Web style yet. That's kind of my more the animation style that I used to work in, or not used to work in, that I work in sometimes. And yeah, so that's the World Wide Web 3, and then Pixels.online is another awesome metaverse that's being developed, and our pixels are all done for that. They're just not currently live, so stay tuned to Dizzy Dragon's announcements for that. But they are actually viewable because we have a really awesome partnership with these amazing developers, Quantum Tech, and with our NFTs themselves, like on the actual display in OpenSea or on the marketplaces, you can actually toggle between the different views of the dragons. So say you're shopping for a World Wide Web 3, avatar, you can go on, on OpenSea and just look at what each dragon will look like in that world before getting anything.
Yeah.
Or you could just have fun kind of just looking through everything. It's quite addicting, honestly. They're all super fun to see. Yes, exactly what you're showing now. Thank you. And yeah, the full body actually was the first thing that we had made. That might have been before Fusion, if I remember correctly. I just really kind of got in my head the idea of providing that full body view for people. Like that was kind of like at the beginning of this whole PFP movement. It was, like say like October of last year or September. And you just kept seeing that profile picture, and like I really wanted to just ingrain the idea that these dragons are more than just that. Like they
have legs.
You can take. They have legs.
Yes.
Enough said. Perfect.
And pants.
Yeah, and pants. Yeah, they're styling too. They're not just walking around naked, which I mean that also adds more to, when you guys do create assets in other metaverses. I mean, you could have Dizzy shoes, socks, stuff to put on the tails, different things like that. And so it'll be cool to see what you guys end up doing with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dizzy Crocs are definitely at the top of the menu.
Dizzy Crocs, let's go. And you mentioned that the voxel collection is in the works. Now is this going to be a one-to-one swap, like your Dizzy Dragon, you get that in voxel form, or are you guys going to do a separate mint where people have to mint their voxel?
Again, we actually haven't announced any plans on that. We're still honestly figuring it out. We've tossed around pretty much every possible solution at this point. At the end of the day, we're really just kind of concerned about just making the optimal experience, or like just whatever is going to make the most sense to bring people into what we're building. That's the goal. Like, we're not in this to just dump a bunch of assets out there and make money. It's really about creating the best experience around the Dizzy Dragons, and as always rewarding Dizzy Dragons that are in the community. Like we've always kind of done right in that way. Obviously we have so many utilities and interoperabilities in other ways, so we just want to make sure we provide the best avatars that'll help provide the best experience. So we'll definitely, we will have more information coming out soon, but just right now we don't have anything solid that we want to put out there.
Yeah. And you mentioned wanting to do right by the community, which I read that you guys actually take submitted stories from people in the Discord and then turn it into original artworks.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We especially like towards like around the fusion time again, like people just got so inspired and jazzed up about their dragons, and we had this we have this Dragon Tales channel in the Discord where we were just encouraging people, and we still do. We encourage people to just tell little stories, long stories, whatever kind of stories they want that they're inspired by their dragon. Just looking at it, like getting a backstory, like, oh, this is an adventure that this dragon went on. This is kind of his job that he plays, or her job that she plays in the den, whatever. And again, just to help kind of bring some excitement around that, and also just as like a creative, I thought it'd be fun. Like I know like kind of how hard it is to visualize like something and to like bring just an idea to life, and I just thought this was like a cool way to kind of just show that everybody's creative, and like it takes a team. It's not easy enough for like one person to do everything, but like if you have an idea, like that idea can easily turn into this comic book page or a really cool concept. And I just really kind of love having that opportunity. So to date, we've done two. The one on screen now is a comic panel that again started off as just like a summary paragraph of this story of a dragon going from kind of living with these like monk dragons to eventually finding the Dizzy Den, and then within the team we discussed that, we kicked around ideas of how to visualize it, and then we hired an artist to bring it to life. So just kind of stuff like that. We're going to be doing a lot more of them in the future for sure, and looking out for more stories that we can just bring to life, and just a cool thing for the community.
Yeah, and when you bring these to life, do you auction the picture off, or do you guys use it, I guess, to display in one of these metaverses? If you have land in there, are you going to display it in there? Like, what do you guys do with it?
Yeah, today we don't mint them as NFTs or anything. We really just create them. We display them on our Discord and on social medias and all that. So it's really just more about the fun and the love of the art, not so much like now you're all getting a free thing and that kind of thing.
Okay, awesome. Now, some things that you guys have coming up, which this is where I guess Tempest can jump in, is you guys are working on a Sandbox experience.
Yes, we have been working on a Sandbox experience. We started the Sandbox experience venture in like November of last year, and Tempest has been an absolute dream to work with. We've been working now for I don't know, a couple months, but we even linked up back in like February of this year. We were talking for a while, and we got a chance to meet actually at NFT NYC. And like as Cody was saying, they're filmmakers, and we jazzed out right away on kind of just a creative level, and it's been really amazing getting to bring this experience to life. It's basically we're building a social hub that is the Dizzy Den. It's the main hangout, headquarters, living space that the Dizzy Dragons inhabit. But yeah, Cody, please take it away, man. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
No, it's all good things. Yeah, I don't know. We like you said, we've been talking for a while, and we fell in love with the idea. Everything he just explained, like what Dizzy Dragons are, the lore, and what the plans are. That's something we're real big on, storytelling and stuff. So we fell in love with that, and definitely wanted to work with them to help bring it to life in the sandbox. And here we are.
Yeah. So
what you got?
It is a you said it's kind of like a social hub experience that you're building out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's going to act as basically a social hub and just like kind of an ultimate interactive Dizzy Dragon experience. We're really just, we want to make it equally as much of a place to like go and party as it is to really go into, meet a bunch of people, learn a bunch of cool things, and just get kind of taken away into our fantasy world. And one thing that's kind of unique about the space, which I'm glad a team as talented as Tempest didn't get too scared by it, is that it's all underground. Since it's a cave, it's a cavern that they live in. We designed the entire experience and the entire living space underground and just kind of floor by floor, level by level. So ultimately, the Dizzy Den spans, I always forget, 4 floors. It goes 4 floors down. So we have the surface level, we got 1 floor down, 2 floors, and then 3, 4, 4. Okay, yeah. Sorry, there's a lot going on in there. It took a lot of mapping out and floor plans, many floor plans to really get a hold of what's going on here.
And
It's going to be way more easier for everybody to experience it. The planning was the complicated part, so that it'll be easy and intuitive and amazing for y'all.
Yeah. And when do you think people will be able to experience it?
Cody, you want to take that away?
Yeah. So we're a few months in for the Tempest side of handling this, but we're trucking away. We do our weekly live streams showing progress, whether in Box Set or the Game Maker, which I know we'll talk about that later. But once it's done, yeah, I think someone asked in the chat, will you be in Alpha Season 4? It's all of that kind of stuff is definitely stuff we're keeping an open mind and eyes on once it gets done. But yeah, like Rob said, there's still a little ways to go, but another month and a half, 2 months for testing and whatnot for completion. But we want to also make sure it's like the best it possibly can be as an experience for the holders and friends and all of that. But
yeah. And do you guys plan on, I guess, building any games inside of this experience?
Oh yeah. Yeah. we have like, yeah, we have, because in some sense, the whole thing is going to be a game. Like it's going to be engaging and fun, whatever you're doing. But we do have more, I guess, traditional games, like mini game kind of experiences within there. So yeah, there will be things to do, and we'll be able to do some kind of cool competitions and fun stuff for sure, which I'm sure we can definitely dive into.
Nice.
I see Cody showing off some of the exterior, the beautiful landscape that they built.
I was gonna say you're running all the way up top here, so like you said, the build is pretty much underground. Do you guys plan on doing anything with all the space up top? Obviously you have done stuff with it as we're seeing right here, but do you think there will be any experiences that go on above ground?
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's all going to be it's really all about kind of creating the world and getting you encompassed in what's going on here. So there will be some purpose to that outside, but it's not obviously it's not going to be a main draw. There'll be things to be explored out there for sure, but the as you said, the goods are all underground, as we'll get into, and looks are deceiving. Like this, seeing this epic cave opening, it's just like I have no idea what's going on under there.
All right. Are we gonna go in the cave? I feel like you're teasing us just standing out in front of the cave.
I don't know. You say the word, Rob, and I'll go in the cave.
Hey, let's do it.
All right, we'll go in the cave. You can tell me where to go, what you want me to show, and I'll take you there.
I'd say let's go. Maybe we were just talking about games, so you want to just break into the sports area real quick.
Yeah, we
I
can do
mean,
that.
take our time getting there, but just as an ultimate
Yeah,
where we can go.
we'll enjoy the scenery
Yeah.
and the dragon torches. We got to show the dragon torches.
This is a really nice build.
Yeah, Tempest Studios is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. I want to say Tempest. You guys came on the show. I don't know if you. I don't think I talked to you guys. You might have talked to Dizzy.
It was Dizzy, yeah.
Yeah.
Busy.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna ask what are some other builds that you guys have worked on in the space?
Well, we have alpacas build, alpacadabras.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mutant cat social hub that's about to release. We have like 5 different games that we placed with our game jam wins. But we're also working on some other experiences right now too that we can't talk about yet. But
Yeah. Awesome. And like you said, you do a weekly live stream where you show people what you're working on. Do you do tutorials on how to build and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we do, I think it's like twice a week where we try to get on. Sometimes we're playing games, sometimes we're building part of our monochrome world, which is our IP.
Mm-hmm.
That is a transmedia type of IP. So we have like a film out on Amazon, we have a comic book, and then we have our game too. So we kind of take a deep dive into developing worlds as well. But then we also have our school, which is Metaverse Masterclass, where we teach about game building inside the Sandbox, but it's a go at your own pace, just recorded course that you can take.
Okay, nice. And if anyone out there is watching, where can they go to like find this information on how to either watch your guys' live stream or find the masterclass?
We're actually revamping the masterclass to like a whole new like gamified level. So the website's actually down right now as I deal with the DNS issues. But you just follow us on Twitter, which is Tempest Studios, or our Twitch is Tempest Studios DFW. You can stay notified as thank you, Slater 8. You can find out there. But yeah, the new Metaverse Masterclass will be gamified, kind of learn to earn with NFT rewards and stuff like that. So it'll be super fun.
Nice. Yeah, and I know we had talked a little bit before the show had started about watch to earn. I was reading a little bit about it. What exactly is watch to earn?
Yeah. So I mean, it pretty much is what it sounds like. Basically, we do in addition to all the awesome things that Tempest does, we do a weekly show together every Thursday, and we basically just for an hour dive into our Dizzy Dragon Sandbox build. Sometimes we're in Vox Edit and working on assets, and sometimes we're either just kind of showing off the build updates or doing some stuff in there. Like today, their builder was like just live updating one of the laboratory that we're working on, kind of adding assets in there. So it's always kind of just a fun behind the scenes look at what we're doing and just a fun hangout sesh. And we're really fairly kind of new to the Sandbox community as far as Dizzy Dragons go. Like we've been building for, like I said, a while, since November, but as far as actually kind of getting to know the community and meeting people, we really haven't done too much. So we wanted to obviously kind of try to bring some excitement around the stream and just bring more attention to what we're doing. So we thought, what better way than create really cool stuff that we can give away. And basically, so what we set up was three different tiers of rewards. And based on how many points you have at the end of our stream series, which will run for a total of 12 weeks, we have about 7 weeks left, I think. And yeah, and then depending on how many points you have is how many of the awesome rewards you get. And the way we set it up is basically is if you join a stream and watch the stream for the week, you'll get 1 point. If you don't have a Dizzy Dragon or Demon NFT, but if you do have a Dizzy Dragon or Demon NFT, then you'll get 2 points per stream. So making it a little easier to obtain. But yeah, that's the general gist. And as far as the assets go, Tempest absolutely crushed it. Like we went over the concepts for a while and kind of landed on some really awesome things. Basically, the first one is a sparkler. The idea was really just like a party favor, something like super cool and fun to be rocking at a social hub during a cool gathering. And Tempest went above and beyond and came up with the amazing concept of the dragon head spitting out the fire, and it's just so cool.
Yeah.
And then the second reward is a mecha mini dragon, we call it, which is a little robo dragon asset that is usable in the sandbox, as these all are. And then the last one are what we call the sacred sword and shield, which are made from stone that in the experience you'll definitely get to learn a little bit more about kind of the whys about that. But yeah, they're pretty, I think they're pretty amazing, and people seem to be pretty psyched about it. So if all you got to do to get them is tune into our streams and hang out. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good idea too. One, just to give back to the people that have been supporting you guys. Even like a year from now, someone's gonna be like, "Yo, dude, where did you get that dragon sparkler?" Like, dude, I was watching these streams every week. I had to get these points. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's really cool you guys are doing that. Slater, take notes. We might need to start doing that. Some watch to earn around here on the SandStorm. It's really cool. I hope you guys do continue to do that. Are you guys going to be, I guess, developing any Sandbox assets besides doing voxels and stuff like Dizzy Dragon wise, or where people can buy, not like have to watch and earn the sword and shield, but maybe different swords and shields that people will be able to buy?
I'm gonna say absolutely, and then hand it off to Cody for how far we want to get into that, or Lozen. Either one of you guys, please take it. I just say Cody because he's right under me, Lozen. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's been discussed. I think everybody here, SandStorm and chat, right? You guys all agree that like equipables are like just amazing, right? You want to deck out your character in the hats, the chest stuff, the shoes. So being able to do that on the dragon level will be amazing. Mm-hmm. So yes, I would say yes. We've had that discussion in addition to these rewards, right? Which just look amazing in game too. But yeah.
Awesome. I hope to one day be able to buy some Dizzy Crocs in the sandbox.
Hey, heck yeah, man.
Which, speaking of you, I think at the beginning of the show, we kind of talked about how you wanted to, develop the IP more of Dizzy Dragons. And is there going to be any more, I guess, IP and brand development that you guys are working on, what you're planning to do in the future?
Yeah. Nothing I really would feel comfortable talking about as far as like specific plans, but just kind of speak on that idea. Like especially with everything that we created with Dizzy Demons and kind of the story that we've been brewing with that, there was just countless hours put into like, how are we going to execute this? Like, it's, one thing to have an idea similar to what we do with the community lore stories. Like, it's one thing to write the story and have the idea, but what's that execution going to be? How are we going to actually tell the story? What's that medium going to be? And again, like after just kind of tossing around every idea imaginable, at the moment, it just made the most sense since we're putting so much effort into the sandbox experience and what we're doing here that we think there's a really cool opportunity to take the next step into our lore, utilizing this experience and kind of telling some first of the story in this kind of interactive in this way. So as far as lore and IP development, like this is definitely going to be, or this is the kind of next phase that we've been working on, and that will be kind of a big thing. And then beyond that is the next step. Like that's we're going to keep branching out and doing things, and Sandbox was something that we got excited about early on. We committed to early on and really just wanted to focus and bring all of our energy to before we spread ourselves too thin and started actually committing to other things.
Yeah. I liked how he was cooking chickens back there. That was
The only way to cook chicken.
That's a good touch.
Love this.
Yeah, the bean chicken. That's one of my favorite parts. I can't even, every time I say it's my favorite, I'm just like, no, I'd say that about everything. Like it's all my favorite in here.
Hey,
Where else
everything's
do
gotta
you
be
want me
your
to go? Rob, where else do you want me to go?
Let's go in the lounge. Sorry, I totally left you hanging with that. I completely
Okay,
forgot.
I was going slow.
No, it was perfect, man. And yeah, and just again to reiterate, like this is the first floor. So there's 3 more floors underneath this with just as much stuff going on, if not more stuff. So and they all bring their own, have their own flavor and bring their own pieces to the overall puzzle for sure. But
Yeah.
this is our lounge, and this is where, dizzies get dizzy. What else can I say? So we got an amazing band here created by Tempest. Absolutely incredible.
And yeah, it'll be cool once Sandbox rolls out more features. You know, a lot of stuff is restricted on what Sandbox allows you to do. I mean, I look at this lounge and I'm like, I see dartboards, pool and different games that could be played when Sandbox allows those games to be played within the metaverse.
Totally, man. And again, I'm so grateful to be working with a team like Tempest that like they're kind of ahead of the curve and we're planning for those next steps. Like I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but there's things that we're excited about, and I'm sure you probably know about them too that are coming that are gonna already make such a huge difference.
I don't know about it. They don't tell me any of the secret information.
You're not on that email chain?
I'm not in the email chain. I get no intel. No, yeah, this build is sick though. Did you say? So you say you guys have been working on this since last November?
Yeah, so we've been working on it since November as far as conceptually, and we were working with another build team originally that we had basically kind of got a carved out version of what you see here, and then we kind of sat on it for a couple months where it was never finished and ready to go live, so it was kind of just like, we thought a lot, we did a lot, and then it was just like, how do we make this, what we really knew it could be. So yeah, then we linked up with Tempest. I mean, when did we start working? This was like 3 months ago officially.
Yeah, about 3 months.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly though, like I'm not just saying this to like get sympathy. Like every week there was work being put into Sandbox, if not every day. Like even when we weren't building at the moment, just conceptually working on the floor plans, and it's been a lot, and it's just amazing to get to see it start coming together, and we still have a lot of work to do, but I feel like even at this point it's something I'm extremely proud and excited to show off, so it's really cool.
No, yeah, it is. I mean, this build is amazing and can't wait to actually be running around in it. I mean, I've seen a couple of Dizzy Dragons in the chat. I'm sure they love that this is being put together for their community. I guess I was going to ask, with kind of the current NFT environment, how has the community been? How have they reacted to how, I guess, just the drop in NFTs recently?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like generally it's hard to ignore. Everyone's kind of being affected one way or another. Fortunately, I feel like our community, at least now, like obviously kind of we've been through a lot of different waves and phases of this. We launched during the craziest bull market in the world. I feel like at this point, a lot of the people in the community are really are kind of more excited about what we're building with the Sandbox, and that's kind of you know, that the general sentiment with what we're doing hasn't changed because it's not, we don't kind of live or die with what the crypto market's doing per se. We're building an IP, a world, a brand, and we're progressing at, you know, a pretty fantastic way. So again, it's a crazy time, and like it's so horrible for all, like, everyone that was affected. But like, you know, personally around the den, it's full steam ahead, and we're trucking on.
Awesome. That's great to hear. I mean, I agree with you that community is one of the strongest points of NFT. I know for a little bit there, you know, we went through a phase in the NFT world where everyone was asking, like, what's the utility? What free airdrop do I get out of this? Like, you know, how are you going to make me money? And I think we kind of strayed away from it being about just being a community, and you like these dragons and the dragon represents you. And I hope we're starting to get back to that. Are there any things that you guys are doing, I guess, to, you know, to rally the community together? Do you guys do any type of community nights or stuff like that?
Yeah, no, totally, man. I mean, of course, we do the you know, the watch to earn streams every week. We also do. We have one of my good friends is an amazing producer, and he does a live DJ set in our Discord every Wednesday that the community really loves, and we always rally around and have a good time.
Oh, wow.
I do a weekly live stream Wednesday nights with the whale community where it's called Pixel Improv. So pretty much the community comes into the chat, drops their ideas, just throw a bunch of crazy words or ideas at me, and I do my best to come up with a cool concept to bring it to life. So that's, you know, we're always kind of plugging away and doing stuff with the community for sure.
Nice. Awesome. You love to hear it, because I mean, a lot of community leaders and project leads they disappeared in the last couple months. They're gone off the face of the earth. So I'm glad to hear that, you know, you guys are still putting stuff out and working on building the community. And I'm excited because, you know, the NFT hype will come back. People will, once games like Sandbox and stuff like Decentraland, and if Meta ever gets their stuff together, I don't know what they're building over there, but, you know, once all this stuff starts getting out and people are actually interacting with these protocols and they see the Dizzy Dragon land, you know, I think they'll definitely, or just any other lands that are built in the Sandbox. Like you said, you're building IP and you're going to be one of the first people here. So that'll be awesome.
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, I mean, like, you know, and kind of what you were saying with, you know, where the space was and everybody just, you know, wanting free airdrops and just saying everything that you can ever imagine, but it all kind of just means make me more money. And it's just like, at the end of the day, like, it's really just about maintaining some kind of long-term vision and just figuring out what that next step is. And again, it was really nice, or it's been really nice, at least, you know, anchoring in this Sandbox experience and with this amazing community and having a lot of confidence in both of that. Like, honestly, if we were just building a cool build, like, that would be fun, but it doesn't really mean anything if there's not a community that's interested in it or that would play in it. So I'm just fortunate that we, you know, we staked a good bet in Sandbox, and that through all this, the community is still, you know, flourishing. It's amazing. I mean, today had like 40 viewers on our stream. Like, sometimes we get raids from other streamers and it's just a freaking party. And it's like, you know, that vibe's still there. That's what we care about. With Dizzy Dragons, as far as like the NFTs, like, my focus is like, you know, just getting one in everybody's hand. Like, there's something there for everybody. If you're interested in the Web3 space, like, that's really what we've always kind of took pride in, like, being an NFT that, despite what the access price to, you know, get it and get in, like, you're going to get a true Web3 experience. Like, you're going to have a community that, you know, if you have questions, like, we can help you. If you want to go into this metaverse and play, like, you can also play as your dragon. And if you have questions, you know, we're here to help that as well. And it's, yeah, again, yeah, Dizzy Dragons for everybody. Like Wu-Tang. Dizzy Dragons are for the children.
All right, let's go. Is there anything you felt like we haven't covered on this show that you'd like to talk about?
No, man, I think we're good. Like, the main, I feel like I just looked over at my notes. The only other thing, just for anybody that does, like, if they're interested in kind of seeing what we're doing, just come check out our Twitter, and our website is dizzydragons.club. but that will be getting a major update soon. We've been working on a new website update for quite some time, just to kind of get up to date on all of the interoperabilities and all the new features that we've introduced. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And yeah, if you go to the website now and feel like there's a lot of stuff that we've been talking about that's not on there, that's why. And the new website will solve that.
All right. Yeah. Everyone in the stream, make sure you guys go check out the Twitter, the website, join the Discord. Also, the Tempest Studio Twitter. If you guys are wanting to figure out how to do the watch to earn, or just if you're wanting to watch their streams to learn more about building in the sandbox or how to build in the sandbox, make sure you guys check it out. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming on the show today. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
having us.
We're blessed.
And I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm not sure if we will be live again tomorrow or not. I think we will. So same time tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great rest of your Thursday.
Thanks, y'all. Stay dizzy.
Thank you.